Have you ever had that haunting feeling that someone in your life, someone who should be trustworthy, isn't who they appear to be? Maybe it's a colleague who always seems to undercut your efforts, or a friend who never seems to be genuinely happy for you. The unsettling truth is, not everyone around us has good intentions. And while that might be difficult to accept, recognizing the signs of a harmful person can be the key to protecting your own peace and well-being. Today, we're going to explore 5 powerful signs that you're dealing with an evil person, all through the lens of ancient Stoic wisdom. Before we go deeper, it's important to acknowledge that the word evil can carry strong connotations. Here, we're using it to describe behaviors that are intentionally harmful, manipulative, or controlling. These behaviors can often deception behind charisma, flattery, or even affection, making them hard to detect at first. But just like the Stoics taught, it's essential to see beyond the surface and cultivate an awareness of what truly lies beneath. Now let's begin by unraveling the first sign of someone who may be more toxic than they appear. 1. Excessive charisma and superficial charm. We all know that person who can walk into a room and command attention effortlessly. They're magnetic, engaging, and seem to have an innate ability to make everyone feel special. At first glance, this charm can be incredibly appealing. However, Stoicism teaches us to look beyond this surface-level charm and examine what's underneath. Stoics like Epictetus emphasize the importance of rational thought and clarity in our relationships. So, while it's natural to be drawn to charismatic people, we should remain mindful of their deeper intentions. Is their charm genuine, or is it a tool to manipulate? Often, people with harmful intentions use charm as a weapon to gain trust and control. Over time, their true nature begins to reveal itself, especially when they start overshadowing others, dominating conversations, or subtly belittling those around them. Imagine being in a situation where a charismatic person constantly shifts the spotlight back to themselves. They interrupt conversations, ignore others' contributions, and thrive on the attention they receive. This isn't just a sign of a strong personality. It's a warning that their charm is a mask for self-centeredness. The Stoic principle of apatheia, remaining emotionally undisturbed by external forces, can be particularly useful here. By staying grounded, we can see through the charm and recognize when someone's behavior is more about control than connection. If you notice someone always trying to be the center of attention, take a step back. Their over-the-top charisma may be hiding a darker agenda. 2. Lack of empathy. Empathy is the foundation of human connection. It's what allows us to understand and relate to others on a deep emotional level. But some people, those we're calling evil, seem to lack this essential trait entirely. They don't care how their actions affect others and often exhibit a callous disregard for other people's feelings. This lack of empathy can manifest in subtle ways at first, disregarding your feelings in small conversations or failing to show support when you need it most. In more extreme cases, it becomes clear through consistent actions. Perhaps they laugh at someone else's pain, mock your vulnerability, or never show up when you need a helping hand. According to Stoic philosophy, empathy and kindness are virtues that are integral to living a good life. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoics, spoke about the interconnectedness of all people and how our well-being is tied to the well-being of others. When someone shows no interest in this interconnectedness, it's a significant red flag. Let's say you're going through a tough time and reach out to someone you trust hoping for support. Instead of offering comfort, they belittle your problems or, worse, act as if your concerns are insignificant. This kind of cold, dismissive behavior is a clear sign of a lack of empathy, and over time it can cause deep emotional harm. People who lack empathy aren't just indifferent to your pain, they often exploit it. They might use your vulnerability to manipulate or control you, which brings us to the next sign of a toxic person. In Stoic terms, this lack of empathy is a fundamental departure from virtue. Empathy for the Stoics is essential for maintaining the harmony between individuals and society. By showing indifference to the suffering of others, the person is acting in opposition to nature, which Stoicism teaches us to avoid at all costs. For the Stoic, Harmony with nature means respecting the fact that we are all interconnected. When someone refuses to acknowledge this interconnectedness, it's a sign that their behavior is motivated by self-interest or malice, not by a genuine desire to do good. 3. Manipulation and gaslighting. Manipulation is a dangerous and often invisible weapon used by harmful individuals. Unlike overt actions, manipulation is subtle, insidious, and can leave you questioning your own reality. One common form of manipulation is gaslighting, where the manipulator distorts facts, denies events, or twists the truth to make you doubt your own memory or sanity. The Stoics emphasized clarity of thought and the importance of staying grounded in reality. Epictetus, for instance, advised us to focus on what we can control, our perceptions, judgments, and actions, while letting go of things outside our control. When someone is manipulating you, they're trying to cloud your perception of reality and make you question what's true. This can erode your confidence and sense of self over time. Consider the scenario where you confront someone about a hurtful comment they made. Instead of acknowledging it, they deflect by saying you're being overly sensitive, or worse, that you imagined the whole thing. This tactic, known as gaslighting, can leave you confused, disoriented, and dependent on the manipulator for clarity. Manipulators often play the victim, guilt-tripping you into doing things you don't want to do. They may say things like, "If you really cared about me, you'd do this," or, "I can't believe you're acting this way after everything I've done for you." These tactics are designed to make you feel responsible for their happiness, blurring the lines between what's real and what's manipulation. The Stoics would urge us to remain vigilant in these situations, to trust our instincts, and to protect our peace of mind. Set clear boundaries with manipulators, and don't let their distorted version of reality become your own. For Stoics, truth is non-negotiable. Living a life of virtue means living in alignment with truth, and manipulative individuals deliberately distort the truth to suit their needs. Manipulators act contrary to Stoic principles by creating chaos where there should be clarity. They exploit the natural human tendency to want to understand and make sense of things, but they twist that desire into confusion for their gain. So, see things as they truly are, not as others wish for you to see them. 4. Controlling behavior. Control is another hallmark of toxic people. What begins as concern or helpfulness can quickly evolve into dominance, where the person starts dictating every aspect of your life. At first, they might insist on small decisions, where to go for dinner, what movie to watch. But over time, their control expands. They may begin to isolate you from friends and family, monitor your movements, and even dictate your personal choices. One of the Stoic values is autarkia, or self-sufficiency, which encourages personal independence and control over one's own life. When someone starts to chip away at your autonomy, they're undermining your ability to make independent decisions. In romantic relationships, this can be especially dangerous. A partner who demands to know where you are at all times, controls your finances, or insists on having access to all your social accounts is not showing love. They're showing control. At first, these behaviors might seem like expressions of care, but they quickly reveal themselves as ways to strip you of your independence. The Stoics teach us to guard our personal freedom fiercely. Epictetus often emphasized that external forces should not control our inner world or decisions. When someone tries to dominate your choices, they are violating a basic human right, the right to live according to your own values and choices. Controlling people often isolate you from your support network, criticizing your friends and family, and claiming that they are the only ones who truly understand you. This isolation makes you more dependent on them, which is exactly what they want. Take a step back and evaluate the situation. Are your preferences, desires, and autonomy being respected? If not, it's time to assert your boundaries and reclaim control over your life. Anderson. Dealing with toxic or evil individuals can be draining, confusing, and deeply painful. But by understanding these 5 warning signs, you can protect yourself and regain control of your life. Stoicism offers valuable tools for navigating these difficult situations. By staying grounded in your values, trusting your instincts, and recognizing when someone's behavior crosses the line, you can safeguard your mental and emotional well-being. It's not always easy to cut ties or set boundaries, especially if the person is close to you. But as the Stoics remind us, true peace comes from within, and part of that peace comes from surrounding ourselves with people who reflect our values, integrity, and respect. Stay vigilant, stay grounded, and always trust your inner compass. Thank you for watching, and if this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on how to live a more intentional and peaceful life, inspired by Stoicism.